Hello, I'm your host, Leonard Duncan. Welcome to a new episode of ATV-TALK and Motorsports Podcast. Please join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We bring you interviews with industry professionals, live events, live news about the motorsports industry in every episode. Enjoy the show. Beau Baron, welcome back to ATV-TALK, brother. How are you, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, thank you so much for taking some time, man.
Thank you.
What are you seeing going on in the industry? I know we'll get into racing and all that in a minute, but you have a lot of feelers in different portions of the motorsports thing with motorcycles, UTVs, and ATVs. What are you feeling out there right now?
Yeah, I mean, times are tough right now. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Um, I don't know, man. There's just a lot. This is a tough question, but yeah, there's like a lot of people aren't buying stuff. That's for sure.
You think they're not buying parts or they're not buying racing stuff? I mean, what's your calculation there?
My thought is they're buying parts to fix what they got, but they're not buying new equipment.
Right, right. Yeah, well, there's only one sport quad to go by, and you know, I know you're probably sponsored by a UTV manufacturer, so this is really tough for you to answer. Are the quality of the cars gone down?
I don't know if the quality of the cars have gone down, but I know the sales have gone down quite a bit, like a lot. I'd say probably 80% over this past year.
Wow, the COVID bug
Yeah.
is over.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Everybody's got one and now they're paying on it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I know how busy I am, and we're in a niche, a bubble, so it's not comparable to, I would say, the rest of the industry in some ways.
Right.
What about, do you think a new sport quad, if it hit the market, would thrive or die?
I'm not sure. I think I would spark interest and people would be into it. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it would have a good repercussion, but I'm not 100% positive, you know. Like I keep seeing people, you know, every round showing up to races. So I mean, they're I mean, I think the people that are spending money are going to keep spending money, so I don't know. That's kind of a hard question. They're all hard questions. What are you doing to me?
It's just because it's a perspective. You see things that I don't see, and you have a feel for a portion of the world and the industry that I don't. And it's just perspective. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, it's like Kawasaki announcing they're going to come out with a new two-stroke dirt bike.
Yeah.
Okay. Right? Yeah, really? What is it going to
It'd
be?
be cool.
Yeah.
Right. They haven't really said much about that, huh?
No.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I'm kind of interested in that, you know, just cause. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Is it going to be a 250 or is it going to compete with the KTM 300?
I don't know, dude. I've heard so many rumors like they're gonna have a 125, a 250, and a 300 or a 350 two stroke. I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't talked to anybody important at Kawasaki, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much silence. And then when you do talk to an official at one of these manufacturers, they have zero interest in sport quads.
Yeah, I know that's kind of frustrating because it's like, I mean, dude, that's what we grew up with, right? Just, I don't know. I mean, I'm close to Pismo, and like you'd see them going down up and down the, you know, even in the riverbed by my house. Like that's what there were people riding banshees and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah, I kind of think that way too. I'd even like, even if it wasn't a race quad, even they came out with, let's say if Kawasaki came out with a two-stroke sport quad, dude, the fan base would go nuts.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Yeah, more than likely it wouldn't compete, but it would be pretty cool to see or
Well,
ride.
or it'd be its own class, you know.
Yeah,
Yamaha's got its own class, so
right. Pretty much.
bring back the old 250Rs racing against it or whatever. Who knows what could happen if somebody sparked with something.
Yeah,
There's a lot of rumors coming through the Chinese market as well.
right. That'd be cool. Just to be able to get something.
Well, yeah, they have that the KO 300 that's supposedly fuel injected, that's got that 300cc engine. It's supposed to be really bitching.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, they haven't produced it to sell here yet, but they sell it in Europe. And nobody, we haven't got a chance to get our hands on it to bolt components on there, but a lot of people are looking at it going, that looks Raptor.
Oh
The
yeah,
250 components would be able to bolt on. And if you could bolt on aftermarket Raptor 250 A arms and maybe some rear suspension components, you'd have a winner.
right. No doubt.
And it's a knockoff. If it's a knockoff Kawasaki motor, so I bet you half the pieces or three-quarter of them fit.
Yeah.
So it's just some stuff. I don't get to talk much about the UTV side of it, or the motorcycle side as much as I'd like to, but I do feel that the sport UTV industry is hurting.
Yeah, at the moment I think it is. I mean, I don't know. They're still getting big entries at some of the desert stuff, but it's just like select few, you know. It's not like whole series. Like I think everybody's kind of gearing their programs in the direction of hitting this race, this race, this race, and that's it, not going for like a whole series.
You think championships don't mean as much anymore?
I mean it's a possibility, yeah, because I think they get just more jazzed on somebody won this race.
Yeah, like Vegas to Reno, it's a big thing. It's a big deal.
Right, right. Or the 1000, or you know what I mean? There's just like, I don't, there's a handful of them.
Yeah, the 1,000, maybe the 500, Vegas to Reno, a couple other
Yeah,
races around that people really get into Parker too. Or
right. Yeah.
what's the other one they run in Nevada?
Um, Silver State.
Well, yeah, they Silver State. It's a smaller one. God, I can't even think of the name of it, but it was huge for years as well. And they don't allow motorcycles and three wheelers. It's just a car and truck race.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Huh.
So no ATVs, no motorcycles. Um,
Right.
I think that hurts them a little bit, but handlebar entries are down in Best in the Desert. They're down in Legacy. They're down in Score.
Well, it's probably the price. I mean, everything's ridiculous to enter. All that stuff is expensive, dude. It's expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive to build a bike. It's expensive to enter. And your hotel costs, gas costs.
Pit crew, all of it, dude. And your friends are only your friends for so long until they don't want to go anymore.
Yeah, and I mean, if you've been doing it for 20 years or 25 years, they're like, yeah, I've done that so many times, I don't want to go.
Right. Right.
Well, like you, kids are getting older and there's other things going on in their lives. It's difficult to just be focused in that one direction, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, since the last race, I haven't even thrown my leg over a quad. I've ridden my dirt bike once a weekend. That's it. I just been working. I mean, that's just how it is right now.
Moving dirt.
Hold on.
Are you moving dirt?
Oh yeah, I've been moving dirt, dude. Actually, I got a couple cool jobs. I was building tracks for a couple people, so that was fun. But yeah, just moving dirt, mowing, doing all kinds of tractor work.
Whatever you can get, right?
Yeah, some shovel work and just whatever. But it's cool working for myself, so I enjoy it. I mean, like, I just make myself happy, I guess.
Set your own schedule and do your own thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So can I get that you're seeing a sense of what it's like after your racing career is completely over?
Oh yeah, for sure. I knew at some point. I mean, I've asked for like the last 25 years, just being able to race and, you know, um, work work for a manufacturer, do all kinds of different stuff, right? And so like I knew at the end of the day I was going to be doing what I did before I started doing this. So I'm kind of like back, but I'm not working for somebody else. I'm doing it on my own, and it's kind of cool. It's just something totally different.
How much preparation for, let's say, civilian life, even though that might not be the normal word for it, is how much preparation is racing and running all the teams and all the different things that you've done prepped you for going out into the real world and working there?
Well, so like at the track, I'm pretty much like a zombie, dude. I'm tuned in, right? like I just kind of go around and I do my thing, and like I know exactly what I'm doing. But when you roll up to a house and we're gonna do this or we're gonna do that, it's kind of it's almost more stressful than going to the line, right? Because I've been to the line so many times. But when I'm pulling up to a house and then you got to meet the homeowner, and then they're just, and you don't want to screw up or you don't want to say something wrong or whatever, and that's almost more stressful right now. But once you get to know the people, like I've already been back to a few places a few times, and then it's totally fine because they're, like after the first 20 or 30 minutes of doing something, then they're just like, oh dude, this guy's fine, we'll just, yeah, this is great. But you never, and on their side, you never know who you're hiring. So anyway, I'm yeah, but as far as getting stuff ready to go do the things, like, yeah, I hook up to my dump trailer, I load my skid steer, I got my skid steer full of fuel, it's greased, whatever. Like that's no big deal. It's nothing compared to getting, all of our equipment ready for a race weekend.
So preparation is just, you got the same list in your head. You got to just go get it ready and get it done.
Yeah, yeah, it's the same stuff, dude. Like, check. Yeah, I mean, it's literally check the tires, check the tires. Check it. It's the same. It's the same.
Right. Maybe not quite as stressful, but still the same.
Yeah, still the same. Yeah, but I do know for sure that like I mean, well, I guess I don't, but for the most part, the tractor's gonna it's gonna perform.
At least that's the objective, and we hope that they live as long as they're supposed to, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh
Hope
man.
hopefully somebody did good durability.
Let's hope it was made on a Wednesday and not a Friday.
Exactly.
Right on, right on. Yeah, it's good to see that adapting so well. I mean, you're a laid back guy in anyways, so I don't think you get rattled much as it is, or at least you don't show it on the outside. So, you know, rolling into construction life is just okay, this is what we're gonna do today.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's totally fine.
Does
Work
it
here and work there.
does the travel, do you miss the travel?
No. Do I miss driving? Not anymore. No. Like if I had it my way, I'd just fly to wherever we're going.
Right, just so that you don't have to deal with driving on the road, make it quicker, right?
Yeah.
Have somebody else take your stuff there.
Yeah. I just get frustrated. Like I'm getting older and more grumpy, so I don't it's it's getting worse.
Oh, dude, I'm not gonna deny. I mean, I'm adapting. It's a struggle, but I'm still adapting.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go for 35 years and you're traveling, every other weekend and prepping and doing all the stuff that you do to get ready to go. It's a shock when you're home on a Saturday putting the kitchen faucet in, or dealing with something else on the property when you normally never had to deal with those things because you were always gone.
Right. Yeah. The races are taking off. Somebody else is doing it or whatever. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, well, yeah, when there's housework needed to be done, or every time there was a problem at the house, I wasn't home.
Right.
So I never even, oh, you guys fixed that? Great. Cool. Hope it worked out. I'll be home on Sunday, but I'll be, gone again on Wednesday.
Right.
So it's a different thing. It's different. I'm sure Brandy's loving it that you're not traveling as much and that you're home.
Yeah, I think so. I I think so. I mean, she's gone. I don't know. She's gone to a few rounds with us this year, but back in the day, she never missed one until a couple years ago. So it's crazy.
Well, you added a bundle of joy there. So what do you expect, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And how old is she now?
Oh, Brooke, she's 8.
No way. Really? It's been 8 years?
Bailey's 18. Bryn's 16. They're both driving.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm old. I am old.
Yeah. Me
They were
too.
little bitty. They were little bitty when I met them.
I know.
Unreal. Unreal. That's the kind of crazy stuff that when you sit back and start thinking about the life and the racing, how it changes so much.
Yeah.
I mean, she graduated high school this year or last year.
Last year.
Oh man,
Yeah, dude. And she did all of her stuff early. We're working on getting her started. She's going to start preschool.
it's just unbelievable.
Yeah. Herself a
Unbelievable.
dirt bike. She's got a KX 112. She's learned how to ride her dirt bike now. It's kind of cool. We go in the backyard. She's not good at it yet, but she can shift through the gears, obviously. She's raced quads forever and she's going around the whole track and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I think if she just keeps at it, she'll get good at it. But she's just
That's
having
good.
just for fun. Yeah.
That's father daughter time. You're out there enjoying it, and you get to watch them grow in different ways. It teaches them, self-reliance also. So when they get out in the real world and dad's not there, they're going to know how to do things.
Oh, dude, that's my number one thing, right? With the kids, is I'd like them to know how to do a little bit of everything. So if they get some knob boyfriend or whatever and they go, "Oh, get on this dirt bike." Well, at least they can do it, and not hurt themselves or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just want them to be prepared for everything. I try to do my best in that respect.
Well, yeah, I think that teaching our daughters a little bit about a lot is a great thing because young men today aren't all that great either.
There's not too many.
No, it's a shame. I mean, there's some of these young kids that I meet through racing are on it, but then there's some of the kids that I meet in the world, and I'm just scratching my head going, is humanity going to make it?
Right? Yeah.
I'm
What
just,
what are we doing? You're sitting on the side of the road and you have a flat tire and you're calling somebody.
well, yeah, you get the tools out.
Right, exactly. It's just like that. It blows me away. How many people can't even put their spare on? It's
So,
it's insane.
so Paula, the middle daughter,
Hmm.
so she's had to go get her brother's car, and she's on the way to the house, and she gets a flat tire. She calls her brother and he calls me.
Oh
He
God.
doesn't know how to do it. And I get there. She's got the phone out watching videos on how to change the tire. She's got the jack out. She's got all the pieces out. But they on the Hondas, they put a lug lock on there.
Oh yeah, like a special key.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the only thing she didn't have. So she
Wow.
couldn't actually finish the job. But I was super proud of her. I couldn't believe that she took the initiative to watch the video, to get the tools out. And she's sitting out there on the side of the freeway with all these, spare tires and jack and all the tools out there. It was great,
That's cool.
Yeah, because, and she was trying not to ask me to come and help her,
Right.
but her brother called me and told me. So I got a location from her or for her and drove over there and got her all dialed in. And it's great to help your kids, but when they show initiative, it makes it even funner.
Right. Right.
Everybody's listening to us yak back and forth, but racing. There was a chance when I talked to you last time that you weren't going to come out in 2025 and race the full series, and you're in the points lead, and you got a pretty solid lead.
Yeah, at this point I do. It's been decent. Like I wish Taft would have went 100%, but I got real lucky that Kenny and Cody were there. Little Kenny pulled me around and I got a finish. But yeah, it would have been nice if I would have won that one too. Then I wouldn't be sweating anything. But yeah, no, good year so far. Still contemplating like the whole Idaho thing and the rest of it. But all these first rounds were close to here and they were, good. The tracks I like, they're fun.
Right. That Idaho drive is a big one, isn't it?
Dude, it's so far. You're talking like, I don't know, at least, bare minimum 2,500 in fuel.
That's just crazy, isn't it?
I know, to go race a four-wheeler, 2,500 in fuel. I'm just like, that's a lot, dude. When the bonuses aren't there, that's a lot.
Yeah, how do the companies expect you to represent them when they don't pay?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Some of them still do. It's just, I don't know. It's been weird. It's like I'm not relevant anymore. That's kind of what I feel like. I understand everything's been cut, like and tariffs and everything else, but it's kind of like I'm not relevant anymore. But like, dude, you go, last month you could have gone to Vaughn's and picked up a magazine, and I have like 4 pages in there. You get a Dirt Wheels. I got 4 pages in it last month. Like right there in the center. And so I don't know. I don't understand. I haven't been doing as much like video footage and stuff like that, because I don't have the extra funding to do it. It's all kind of been less, and whatever. I'm doing what I can. I guess I could do more of it on my own, but it's not my favorite thing in the first place. So, just kind of, I don't know, just kind of like, yeah, I guess I have another way to make money. So that's what I'm doing.
And Dirt Wheels hasn't covered racing in a long time. So to get Dirt Wheels to actually put it in the magazine is pretty good.
Dude, I know. And those guys are doing a great job. And I don't know. I don't know.
Well, their subscriptions are up. Jeff Hinson.
Yeah.
Their subscriptions are up. People are reading the magazine, are reaching out for them instead of going to the internet, because it's not the same story on the internet as it is in the magazine.
Got it. Yeah, Jeff's awesome.
Yeah, I've kind of linked up with him, through Dirt Wheels and Joe Tull on ATV On Demand, and we try to push as much together as we can to help the industry and to help everybody in the industry.
Right.
I do race reports. Unfortunately, I don't do them on WORCS, but I do them on GNCC and ATV-MX. And are you looking for the best suspension technology for your sport ATV? Look no further than Elka Suspension, the industry leader in sport ATV suspension technology. With championship wins in prestigious events such as the Dakar Rally, SCORE, Best in the Desert, ATV-MX, Cross Country, and WORCS, Elka Suspension has established itself as the go-to choice for athletes and enthusiasts alike. But they don't just stop at ATVs. They're constantly expanding into new markets, including UTVs, trucks, SUVs, pit bikes, snowmobiles, and more. Their commitment to innovation and quality means they're always looking to improve and adapt so you can enjoy a smooth ride wherever you go. Want to learn more about what Elka Suspension can do for you? Visit their website at elkasuspension.com or give them a call at 450-655-4855. They will always be happy to answer your questions and help you find the perfect suspension solution for your needs. You know, anybody in the chat or anybody in the deal wants to ask me why I don't, you can private message me and I will give you my answer privately. Beau already knows, so I don't have to say anything here. But I hope the series comes back strong. I hope that it starts to get the entries. Maybe getting rid of the UTVs will make it stronger. Who knows?
I mean, it can in certain ways. Like, I mean, number one, if you got UTV with you, I mean, you normally have a huge rig. Takes up a lot of space compared to most other people. So, especially if you have two side by sides with you, you at least have, 30-40 foot trailer, beside your motorhome or whatever else. But yeah, that's like one of the things, is parking in some of the spots. Number two is I think that they'll have a lot more time, like be able to spread out the motos at different times. I think that'll help a lot. I'm kind of bummed to see the side by sides go away because I've raced them for so long, but I understand when people are protesting over like, you racing sticker on your car, you need to be, you know, off the podium or whatever, so my kid can get a podium. Like, this just the petty shit that is going on with it, and pretty much, I think they're fed up, and I totally understand why. I do. So, I don't know. A lot of the tracks that we go to, I don't think that they dig the side by sides that much because they move so much dirt. Like, and I don't know how it works. If the track preps that they get the gate fee, I don't know. I don't know the whole deal on it, but I know that after the side by sides go, especially at places like Mesquite, our ruts are like 4 or 5 feet deep on the outside. Our cars are totally tilted, and you got 32s on it or whatever, and like that is a lot of earth being moved, and to put it all back for the next day is literally a pain in the ass. And then guys are blowing through ribbons and stakes, and those have to get put back up. Car breaks, then you got to tow it, you got to have equipment to tow it. I mean, there's a lot to the side by side scene. So yeah, I don't blame them at all for getting it. I just hate to see it go because it's been there for so long.
Yeah, and I think WORCS came in a little late with some of their side by side stuff, didn't they?
Dude, at the beginning when Sean first started it, I think it was pretty good because we were, I think we had more than anybody at right at the beginning. I think we had more entries than Score or anything. And then yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of the guys, because it's a mix between off-road and, like desert and short course, right? So I think everybody was trying it out at the beginning, and then they just realized how tough it was and shit was breaking, and that it, and it's costly too. A lot of guys, a lot of kids, like, yeah, I mean, even you look back at Keith Johnson or whoever, they, or Matt. I mean, Matt could fund it, but there's like people, they get in a car, and they're just like, oh, I don't have to train. I'm going to get in a car. I'm going to go race it. But then all of a sudden you got to work on it all the time too. So it's whether you're out training or you're working on it, same. I mean, it still takes a lot of your life.
Yeah, I don't want to be a car mechanic. That's why I'm not working on UTVs.
Yeah. After you've done it this long, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, but everything's heavy. You pull a shock off of an ATV and you flip it around with your fingers, and you pull a shock off a UTV and you're like,
Better have a hold of it or it's going to freaking hit the ground.
exactly.
Man, I don't. I don't have a good opinion of the UTV thing. I think that if they're protesting for a decal, but you know what? In the before you came into the ATV deal, we got protested for the color of our number.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had whites, and the deal said yellow. Well, they didn't sell yellow decals at that point. You had to get a yellow background and cut it out.
Right.
You know, the
Blue background, yellow
blue
number, right?
background, yellow numbers,
Yep.
and they were just starting to make the graphics with the number plates and stuff like that. I know everybody thinks like, really, that's like normal now. Well, it wasn't normal back then.
Right.
So getting protested for that was kind of weird.
Yeah. No, that's different. I remember one time we had, um, I don't know, something was going on, and then like, dude, everybody that didn't have the name on the back of their jersey or their chest protector, like, I think we were scrambling to get a number on the back of at one point. I don't remember if it was for calf. I mean, it had to have been riding when I was riding for calf row. But yeah, I
It's
remember
happened a
that.
couple different times.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think it was after you had ridden for Cafro the second time, because I
uh-huh.
was working with Sloan. We were having to make a number plate or just stick the sticker on the back of his um, backpack to make it so that he could have his number back there. And if it fell off, as long as you left the starting line with it, that's all that really mattered.
Right, right.
Ridiculous, to get all upset about it.
Yeah, but in some ways too. I mean, if it's in the rule book, you hold your mud on that too. You know, like it's catch 22.
There's so many things that they don't enforce, though.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, if you're gonna have a rule book, right?
Yeah,
I mean, inconsistency. I think inconsistency in racing in general is hurts every form of the sport.
yeah, it makes it tough. But
I mean, you watch F1.
no, I don't watch F1. I don't watch too many. I watched the National yesterday, and it was awesome.
Who won?
What do you mean? Who won?
Jet won, and didn't Deegan break on the first moto?
Yeah, but the second moto, I think it was Hymus. Hymus just took off. He was ripping.
And Deegan was pouting, so he didn't even chase him.
I don't know what he was doing, but yeah, I fell asleep right at the end of that because they're running the 250s are running second moto now, so um, I I I fell asleep, but he was just gone, like he was gone.
Nice. I mean, isn't that the kid that fell off last year on television doing really well?
Probably he was on the Honda.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's freaking killing him.
yeah.
And he got into a tank slap or threw himself on the ground and, hurt himself. It took him out of the race. If it's the same guy,
Yeah,
young,
yeah, young. Dude. I'm so happy Tomac's back. I mean, even if he doesn't win, I'm just glad to see him race. It's killer.
well, okay, let's talk about it. Age. You're 43, 44?
I'm coming up on 45.
Well, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Eichner retired when he was 49. Okay.
Okay.
So then that's just a comparison. I think that you guys are similar in more ways than you think. But Tomac can get on that bike at the age he is, and maybe he's not beating Jet Lawrence, but he's beating everybody else.
Yeah.
Why the hell would Yamaha let him go?
Right. Right.
What are they thinking?
Yeah. I don't know.
Cooper Webb is not going to be Eli Tomac.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they're just worried about him getting hurt again, dude. It's like, I mean, it's happened a couple years in a row.
Cooper Webb had 2 years in a row before
That
that.
that's true. Yeah, it's hard to say.
You know,
I don't.
how pissed is Stanton or fucking what's his name? Chance.
Oh yeah.
How pissed is he? He's the guy at KTM, and now you bring on Eli Tomac. So they
Oh,
have
Sexton.
yeah, Sexton. They have no faith in Sexton, so they bring in a Tomac.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's it's tough, dude. I don't
And
know. If I knew what manufacturers were thinking, I would have had a lot more help, probably.
right, I mean, I'm not a Sexton's fan. Well, I'm not really a KTM fan, but watching that guy ride, dude, he is artist. He's an artist.
Oh yeah, he's gnarly, dude, and he's in great shape. Like,
He can put that bike anywhere he wants. He's so fluid. Um, yeah, you have to have admiration for a guy that can ride a motorcycle that good.
yeah. Well, it's like, I mean, I'm not a fan of Jet at all, but you watch, and then like these guys like come up and they pass him, and then he just figures it out, and then goes right back by him. Like just like, oh, but I mean, dude, hats off to him. He figured it out.
Do you think that the bike is really that good or he's that good?
No, he's good. He's good.
So the bike
I mean,
is
his brother's riding the same bike, and his brother's won 250 championship too, but he wasn't there. I think he's that good. And I mean, he can have whatever his brother has on their bikes. They're riding on the same team. But I, yeah, I feel like he's that good. I mean, honestly, watching at the last race, I thought that Tomac's bike worked a little bit better than his did.
and he just freaking man the age thing might allow him to push through the ill handling just a little bit. Are you ready to be captivated by one of nature's masterpieces? Discover the breathtaking beauty of Antelope Slot Canyon, a natural wonder in Page, Arizona. Join us on a guided tour and immerse yourself in the mystical light beams, rich colors, and serene landscapes. With tours at prime sunbeam hours, experience photographer's paradise and capture memories that will last a lifetime. Comfortable shoes, a camera, and a smile are all you need for this adventure. Book your journey today at Antelope Slot Canyon Tours and let the canyon enchant you. Please visit us now, antelopeslotcanyon.com, for more details.
It's a possibility, or just being, sharp and on his toes and figuring it out. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Well, you raced as a young man and you race as an older guy now. Is it other than your sometimes maybe your endurance? Is there much difference mentally?
No, not really. Like if I line up, no matter what, even if it's a place where it's physically demanding, if I line up, and it's no matter who it's with, and in my head, I feel like there's a way I can win. And I've always thought that, even when I was getting my ass kicked when I was young. But there's got to be, that something can happen and I could win a race or or win the race or whatever. Like in my mind, there was always a way where I could win. But now versus younger, it's hard for me to compare because I know obviously I was stronger then, but I've gotten more fluid with a lot of things, and I know more about everything now than I did then. So it's kind of a catch-22, I guess.
When you say you're more fluid and know more things, most of your ATV champions or guys that are really doing good on ATVs are older. Do you think the education process to learn these things is why you're faster as you get older on an ATV?
Oh, absolutely. Like, and now, you know, what I lack in physical ability, I try to make up with setup, you know. Like, I'll be one of the only guys coming in. I mean, there's guys that do it, but I'll be coming in almost every lap in our pro practice and changing something to see if I can make it work better.
And you know, how hard is it to deal with like a Havasu where isn't it almost impossible to have a great setup there?
Yeah, it's miserable and you can't get out of it. So, yeah, if you did your homework and you did the testing for like three months before that, then you'd probably be in shape enough to ride it. But yeah, I wasn't that guy this year.
Yeah, Havasu's a special place, man. I tell everybody that wants to race on the West Coast, go to Havasu, race Havasu, then tell me how easy it is.
Yeah. You know what though? This year's so in the 30 class, I got Del Fonte on my dirt bike that he dropped down from the pro class not that many years ago. I think he was riding for Robbie Bell on the Cowie team and whatnot. And he's beat me at almost every round. But at Havasu, I came from fifth and ran him down on my dirt bike. So I don't, I don't know what the hell. Maybe I'm just maybe quad shape is better than dirt bike shape at a rough ass race like that. I don't know.
Well, if you listen to the pro motorcycle guys that get on a quad and truly go out and try to ride it,
Yeah.
the next day they're sore in places they didn't know they had muscles.
Oh, for sure. Like, yeah, I haven't ridden, but like before we go back, if we go, I'll 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 get out like at least I'll try to get out like a week or two early and ride a couple times because yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just crazy the strength that it takes to ride an ATV and some of the muscles that you have to use that the motorcycle guys don't even understand.
Yeah, you know what's weird is when I was working at HPCC, I was doing durability testing on the dirt bike, but I was racing and riding quads all the time, practicing, and it was crazy because when I started doing the ATV stuff at the time, man, my lap times, it started to become a breeze. You know, like when we were doing our motos out there, it was like becoming a breeze just from like I think it was my back and my shoulders just from riding the quad. Like so much rowing, you know, compared to the dirt bike, it made everything a lot easier.
That's that's great knowledge to pass on. You know, how do you think Travis Damon does it? Because he rides that 125 to death, you know, and he's not a little bitty guy, but he's not a big guy either. So he's
Yeah, he's not huge, but yeah, no, dude, I think it's got to help him. You know, I think it's got to help him ride his dirt bike for sure. He's no matter what, like just adding elements and a heavier vehicle, it's gonna. I mean, I think it'll put you in better shape for it.
well, you saw that he went back to the motocross national.
Yeah, yeah, he was asking me questions about that, and you know, like I didn't want to say, "Hey, dude, you know, like maybe ride another class or anything," but I would just kind of tiptoed around it because I know, like back then when I first started, nobody could tell me anything different either. So I just didn't want to say anything. But no, I feel like, you know, I don't know his exact results, but I feel like he did okay. You know, like he at least he hung in there.
He got 11th.
Yeah, that's pretty good, right? I don't know how many
Didn't get
guys were
last.
there.
Didn't get last. Um, but didn't make top 10. Uh, one moto. Oh, he went to the Triple Crown too. So there was three different motos. It was a little different, shorter motos. I would have loved to seen him go to a standard, you know, two motos setup because his conditions got to be better than some of those guys. His speed may not be there, but his conditioning would have been there for sure.
Yeah, for sure. He could ride for a long time. I know that.
Yeah, he's a big, strong. He's a strong kid, you know. But
Yeah,
that was one of the things that I liked about his skill set. He was so strong.
yeah.
I mean, I think he's pretty talented too. As he gets a little older, he'll lighten up a little bit and listen a little more, I think, I hope.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. And and he's, dude, I like helping Travis because he's always telling me, asking questions and stuff. And I like that, and telling me thank you and shit. And it goes a long way, man. Like in certain situations, I'd give the kid, the shirt off my back if I could. And so I like that, and it's cool that somebody wants me to pass something on, right? Like, I don't have a bunch of people coming up. I mean, I've got older guys that are rad that ask me questions at the track all the time, like what would I do? Well, what should they do or whatever. But like, out of all the pros, Travis has been the only one that's just like straight up coming over and asking me what I think, and this and that, and I think it's cool.
It is because he's got to go out there and go head to head with you. You guys are on different machines now, which makes that even cooler. So it's a good battle. It's like you're the older uncle that did it before him, and he's coming to you for, hey, pass on a little bit of this knowledge so that I can beat you.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And it's fine.
Well, nothing lasts forever.
No, no. I know. And like in retrospect, like, I've been, well, shit. What is that? Yeah, I got 11 of them on the ATV, 11 championships. So, I mean, he'd have to win 10 more years and we'll tie.
Right.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, just to think that you're going to race 10 more years at his age of, what is he, 29, 30 years old?
Yeah, probably right there. Probably 29, I'm guessing.
Well, that'll put him at 40 something years old when he got to that level, if he's going to race,
That long. Yeah.
and somebody's not going to come in and take it away from him.
Right.
I mean, I know that the rider
Yeah, it's
pool
a long time.
is probably not as deep as we'd like it to be, but what are you going to do, right?
Yeah. No, we
It's
need it. We need it to be deeper. We need more guys.
Yes, we do. I don't know how to get them, especially
Yeah.
on the West Coast. I just don't know how to get them.
Yeah.
There's too many other things going on, or it's the cost of living out here is too much. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Probably a bit of both.
You know, Gross went back east and he seems to be thriving. He's not in the pro class yet, but he's battling for that pro-am title in a totally different kind of riding.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Kyle's been grooming him for that too, right? They were back on there on I don't know. He had like a 250F Raptor 250 or something like that. They've been racing back there for a few years. So it's good. It's good. That's good that he has a little background there for sure.
Yeah, and that series is the only one out of all the series that I talk about or even, watch, that's growing.
It's getting bigger. Yeah.
Yeah. And it may not be getting bigger in the pro class, or, I don't think the pro class is getting bigger, but your XC2 class, which is your pro am class, is huge. I mean, your WMX class, your women's class, is growing every year. Your pro 4x4 class is getting bigger. And all of the A and B classes are also growing. So they have a great turnout for the GNCC series. It's unbelievable. You show up on Saturday morning, race your morning race, watch the pros, and go home.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
Or you stay for over the night and watch the bikes the next day.
Right.
It's I think it's a great format. Maybe Randy should throw a different format at it with next year, without UTVs, and see what happens.
Yeah. I don't know. Now would be the time to change it up, right? Yeah.
Everybody's going to get used to it. They're going to go out and do their thing. Um, who knows what the solution is? It's just something in the mix has to change a little bit, right?
Yep. Yeah.
You know, we've had this conversation before, but I want to touch on it again. Hybrids versus production. I know there's only one production machine. Um, are you the only hybrid in the class?
Well, this year I've been riding a production bike. The only bike I blew up was my hybrid, and that was because before I went to Taft, like I had been working and I didn't get to it after the first round after Blythe, and I drained my oil and it was just full of metal, and I was like, oh my gosh. So anyway, my hybrid was sitting over there and it had like 40 something hours on it from the year prior, and I went ahead and prepped it and got it going, and we took it and it was fine all weekend until the main event, and then that's when I cracked a piston and it pumped all the oil out of it. But
Oh,
but but yeah, other than that round, I've been riding just a regular TRX, and I honestly I'm at I'm more at home on the TRX. I've been racing it for for so long. I mean, there's certain tracks that would definitely suit the hybrid a little better. Maybe Glen Helen. I don't know though, because the grunt, the bottom end grunt from that we can get out of the TRX works really well, like coming out of the up those uphills and stuff and short shifting. But the hybrid, like the long straightaways and stuff like that next race, in Idaho, it would be good for that. Because it just keeps pulling. It's really long, long winded. I mean, it just keeps ripping. So
and normally one of the things they do back east in the motocross series is a lot of the people go to the Honda CRF setup and they'll race it in the motocross series 2 years in a row without taking it apart.
yeah, no, I understand that for sure. But I just wanted more torque. I threw a CP piston in mine, and apparently you can get 40 hours out of it.
Maybe longer if we do certain things, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Uh, you don't even give away secrets, when you're able to, or are there secrets to the hybrids?
No, nothing special with mine. Like I I I messed with it for, a couple years, and I ended up changing the cam to help. All I wanted was more torque out of it, because I like, you know, our engines are a little bit heavier, and they're just torque monsters, and that's what we've been riding for so long. That's kind of what I was looking for. And with all the motor mounts, JB makes a great kit, but like it's really rigid, and so it makes the chassis doesn't flex as much. And I've had more, I mean, just more noticeable stuff, where like with the old TRX, I could just, Rambo it right through some gnarly rough stuff, and know exactly what the bike's going to do, instead of getting a crazy reaction out of it. I mean, I haven't we haven't taken the time to spend testing on a TRX, or I mean a hybrid suspension, for years. I mean, I'm just running the same stuff. I'm just throwing it over there. I mean, I've changed a little bit, some crossovers to get the front end to bite a little bit better, because the front end was lighter. But I feel like I'm just more at home on the TRX.
You think it's possible to do the chassis R&D and the suspension R&D to make it flex a little bit better and get the suspension to work better?
Oh, absolutely. You have the time to do it. Yeah, there's
Right.
no doubt we can make it better for sure.
So if it was 35-year-old Beau Baron and a little bit more dough, we would be investing the time that it needed.
Yeah, if it was a 45-year-old Beau Baron and more dough, we'd be doing it.
Nice, nice. If there was more dough, would you consider putting in more years?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if it's gonna, if I can make if I could pay my bills, like sure, why not? Dude, no matter what, I still love racing.
If you couldn't go to WORCS Nationals anymore, would you
Uh-huh.
try to race locally?
Yeah, of
Dirt
course.
bike?
Yeah, I'd be riding my dirt bike for sure. I've been actually doing pretty good on Kawasaki contingency this year. That's why I've been bringing my dirt bike to every round. It's been helping me, pay for fuel.
Nice.
It's great. Yeah. Yeah, I
Do the
run
mini
the 30 and the 40. In the 40 class, I pretty much got it handled no matter where we go. But the 30 class, there's some youngsters that give me hell, but I've done pretty good so far.
if you kick them really hard in the shin or the knee before the gate drops, you might have a better shot.
It's possible.
I mean, I'm just saying. Not that I would ever do that, but
Yeah,
just saying.
but
You know.
they're younger than me. They me up.
Well, you don't have to worry about it till after the race, though.
Oh, okay. All
You
right.
know, I
Yeah.
mean, after the race, you can always, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were somebody else.
Yeah, my bad.
You could also, just hit the kill button on them. I mean, there's just a lot of little tricks. I mean,
Yeah.
if your youngest daughter walked up and pushed their kill button, not one of them guys would say a word.
Well, for one round.
Well, dude, I can only give you as many advantages as I can give you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit. I really miss it in a lot of ways. We had some good times racing against you. And the crazy thing is a lot of people don't know this, but when we raced against you, you'd always talk to me.
Oh, why not?
It was great. Uh, you gave me some good advice many times after the race about what went out on the track of the portions I couldn't see. And I could go back and evaluate the machine and go, this is why this is happening. This is why that's happening. And, you can only teach so much. And sometimes people just don't want to listen.
Yeah.
I mean, you gave me the answers a couple times. I just couldn't get the guy on the bike to follow the lead.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody can say that, hey, the guy that's kicking my ass gave me the equation to beat him, but I couldn't get the equation into my rider's head.
Yeah. Well, it's like my theory always, right? I mean, I know, I don't know. In my head, if somebody's, better than me, then they're going to beat me. But like I can get you close and make a good race for sure.
It's always that way. If they beat you, they beat you.
Yeah.
If they don't, they don't. I don't think that you would be at a disadvantage on any ATV they put you out there on that you get to test a little bit on.
No, if I had the time to do it, for sure, we could get it working good.
I bet you if you took that Yamaha out and rode it for a couple weekends, I'll bet you could go out there and win on it.
Yeah. 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 I don't see why not.
It's a good power plant. I think that the motor's definitely way more durable than the Honda.
Uh-huh. Transmission wise, for sure.
I think the top end is too. It's just they say that the rear suspension sticks better,
Uh-huh.
and this is my comparison. So there was a guy that had Doug Roll working with him, and has had zero complaints to the shocks. They had a different mechanic and a different engine guy, and they go and they dominate the series. Bike worked phenomenal. They come out the next year with a different shock guy, different motor guy, and a different mechanic, and they blew up 3 times, and they said that the bike didn't handle right.
Right.
How can it be the bike's fault when you changed all of the working components?
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know,
No, like, dude, Roll's my buddy. There's a lot of guys that are I consider you a friend of everybody really. And because I've been with you guys for so long. I mean, everybody that's been there, whether you help me or not or whatever. But like, um, when I broke away from H&M, I had all these options, to do different things, and Roll's just like, dude, don't change your program. The least amount possible, because what you're doing right now is working. So don't go crazy. Don't go off the Richter and get this for free or get that for free or do whatever. Just like, you know, what you're doing is working. And he was right, man. That's longevity. Like, I just didn't sell out for a buck, and I just kind of kept the same program. I mean, I worked with Curtis the whole time, and
Right.
Elka, and I mean, it's been good.
Well, yeah, it has, because I agree with that theory wholeheartedly. Granted, I'd have loved to have you on my setup and be working with you, but your porridge was already fixed.
Yeah.
You didn't need another cook. You didn't need a helper. You needed it to be exactly the way it was.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was proven at the time. And so, yeah, we just kind of kept the same thing rolling, and it worked out great.
I mean, I agree with those kind of things. Uh, I knew when you won that first national on that Suzuki, I came home, told my brother, "This is our guy. We got to get this guy." And he him hawed and dilly dallied, and you got snatched up. And yeah, I get it. Everybody saw what I saw. A guy that was
Yeah.
going to win races. Period.
Dude, it was crazy. I got a call from Holtz immediately, was just sending me stuff. And then it was like Dats tried to get me for the next year. So it was a Holtz, Dats, Cafro. I mean, there was I've just people, yeah, people blowing me up, just like, hey, let's do this. But I don't know if anybody know, but Cafro, so I got help from Holtz for the rest of the year. Like, he gave me A arms and sent me suspension and stuff to use, and all kinds of stuff. And Holtz is a great guy, and I'd never burn him. So, like, at the end of the year, the stuff that I used, I ended up not racing for him. But at the end of the year, I paid Holtz back. Like, I said, hey, what do I owe you for this stuff that I've been using? Like, I want to get square with you, so there's no hard feelings, but I'm not going to race for you next year. And that's kind of what opened up the door for the side by side. We stayed friends, and then when that came along, then dude, then we won with that, But it was actually, and I don't know if I should have went this way or not, but Cafro was just like, hey, come down, and why don't you just try our bikes and see what you think, and if you like our bikes, then you can, then we'll work something out. And and that's what I did. I went down and met him at Elsinore, and I was like, dude, this thing's horrible through those rollers. And then he switched, he changed, he knew what he was doing with the clickers and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, this is going to suck. And I went back out, and the thing was hitting the bumps and going straight. And I was just like, okay, all right. Yeah, we can make stuff better. This is perfect.
And that's, you know, for all of Mike's shortcomings, he's a pretty smart dude.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Whether you love him or hate him, you can't take any of the knowledge he has away from him.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he lined you out with meet and roll, and that marriage right there worked so well because you guys clicked, and it just kind of sets you up. I don't know how you got hooked up with Davey and them, but once you guys rolled in with them, the development and the testing that you guys did to develop that whole program was incredible.
Yeah. It was cool, man. That was when things were rolling. That was good.
Yeah, it was a fun time. Made a lot of money, made more money, anyways, and got to be part of something really, really special.
Yeah. Yeah. It was good. It was way good.
I got to talk to Davey at the Legends race in Ohio. It was pretty cool that he came out.
Yeah.
Even though I don't even know if he hardly even desired to ride. He just wanted to be there. You know.
Yeah.
So mentoring, you could say you mentored him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. For sure. He was like my little brother, dude.
How cool was that being able to teach that kid and then that kid started to beat you?
Oh, Davey, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, we'd go back and forth. It was good. It was really good. Like I would get frustrated at times riding with him because like it felt like I was putting in so much more effort. But then we get out on the track and it wasn't necessarily that way. Like, or it wasn't net, like he didn't need to put in as much effort as I did per se. And no, dude, it just kind of taught me a lesson. Like you just gotta. I, I don't know what he had. I don't know what he had that made him go so fast, but at the end of the day, like if I pushed as absolutely as hard as I possibly could, then there was a chance I could break him. and and that's what I tried to do.
It worked for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I can't even count how many last lap or second to last lap passes there were that put you in front of him that, he led the most of the race and then you just wore him down and got him.
Yeah, there's like a I mean it there's kind of like this thing, right? Like it just like I don't know, dude. You can have everything, but at the end, dude, you can't teach that grit. You can't teach grit. You can't teach heart. Like at the end, to have that gnarly want, and just put it out there on the line. And now I look back for what reason? Like a couple times, I remember going down the hill at Glen Helen and steering with my armpit, because my hand blew off the bar. I'm trying so hard.
And he pulled it off.
Yeah, totally. Totally. And pulled off the win probably because I did do that. But still,
Right.
just yeah, just I don't know. There's just that want.
You know, I got to spend a lot of time with Doug Eichner, and he didn't have that burning desire when I first started working with him. But
Uh-huh.
then won a few races and you could just see it build over time. And then for the last portion of his career, when I was with him, if we didn't win, he was pissed,
Yeah.
either at himself or me or whatever.
Yeah.
He was just on fire because that's all he wanted to do was win.
Right.
I mean, I'm assuming you have the same kind of
Well, I
thought
went through
process.
I went through that like I went through that in the middle of everything at some point, like cuz like yeah, even with Davey, like there was some times where dude, I felt like I was putting in so much effort and I wasn't getting it back, and I would get off pissed off, and then the more pissed off you get, the worse off you are, and the way things don't go your direction. And you got to, and this is what I've told everybody, you got to take a step back. You got to realize why you're riding the quad, because it's fun, and you just got to hone it back in, and and get back to a place where you're having a good time, and that's when you start getting your results again.
Yeah, because if you go out there and you're not having a good time, no matter how great you are, you're not going to win.
No, no. If it's not fun, then it's not worth it.
I think the same goes for the guy that, is putting your tires on and doing all the work on your bike. Not necessarily you did a lot of it yourself, but when you look at the mechanics, the guys that aren't having any fun, they're not going to be back next year or the year after because they just can't do it anymore.
Right. Exactly.
What do you follow Hetrick much?
Do I know Joel?
No, do you follow him very much? Follow his career?
Oh, I don't follow him that much, but I try to call him at least once a year, talk to him for a little bit. And yeah, we made I feel like we're pretty good friends just from the couple times he's been out here. So, and then going back and forth, like working with Doug, because they try a lot of, when Doug was first getting them rolling with the Elka stuff, I was helping with valving and stuff like that on their machines. I mean, they're probably beyond that now, but at the beginning, like there was a lot going on. So, but yeah, no, Doug, yeah, I mean, dude, the dude's phenomenal, and yeah, I mean, he's been in the ATVs since little guy.
But he did something last year that nobody's ever done, being undefeated, and
Yeah,
he's still undefeated.
that's awesome.
Rolling past the halfway point, in the motocross series this year. I mean, as far as record books, he's destroyed them. He may not have he hasn't won as many championships as the other guys, but I mean, it's just
Great.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, that many motos, that many wins, that many fast qualifiers. Uh, in our world, it's kind of unheard of that somebody's that dominant.
Yeah, right. Just that much above everybody else for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if you had realized that he was doing that well.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I know he's been winning championships. I didn't really pay much attention to like every single race.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. And Weenan came back after his injury. He's put himself on the podium a couple times, but he's not. Those other guys got fast while he
Yeah,
was gone.
oh yeah. I mean, dude, it's hard when you've been off for a while to get right back in there and do what you're doing, even though you're training and you think you're back to where you are until you get on that track, you don't know.
Well, I had a question. I said, "Hey, is ring rust a real thing?" And he says, "Oh, yes, it is."
Yeah.
He said, the first race was, I thought I had the speed. I thought I had everything back together, and that first race, everything happened so fast, and I almost wasn't prepared for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just you ask the questions from the guys at the elite, and when they tell you, yeah, all this stuff is real. We're not screwing around. It's really happening.
Yeah.
My last couple questions for you. Do you think you'll know when it's over?
Yeah, I think so. I kind of think it's happening right now. I just hate to admit it. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know. Don't I keep saying I don't know, and I keep saying yeah, I'm done, but I've continued on, so I'm not sure. I mean, I feel bad for Bailey if I'm not going because it'd be hard for us to go without getting some support. To support her, it would cost a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. I mean, I'm almost thankful my grandkids don't race.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'd be stressing to all the gills because I'd be asking for every favor and every, trying to pull every old favor back in just to do it because I know my kids couldn't afford it and I know that I can't afford it. And it's just
Right.
crazy.
And safety too, dude. Safety's another thing. It's just like, yeah, you can get hurt.
But you can get hurt gymnastics, you can get hurt playing baseball, football.
Right.
I mean, dude, we survived.
Yeah, we did.
And we did way more stupid shit on bicycles and things when we were younger than the kids do nowadays.
Yeah.
And we didn't wear helmets I'm assuming you're from that same era. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't wear helmets. We drank water out of the hose and we did a lot of things with BB guns we probably shouldn't have done.
Uh-huh.
So but we survived.
Right.
So safety is important, but helmets are better, boots are better. They have elbow guards, chest protectors. You can only do so much.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, maybe it's inevitable if it happens. I don't know.
I mean, do you really get up every morning and go, okay, how safe can I be?
No.
I mean, if that was the case, we wouldn't get out of bed.
Right.
Brother, it's always awesome to talk to you. Your insights to the industry. I wish everybody was as chill as you are. It would make things so much more fun and easy.
I know, right? People get so riled up about nothing. Anyway.
dude, I'm one of those guys that gets riled up, and it's awesome to see that you're still the same guy and that you're chill. Everybody that's listening to this, if you get a chance and you're at a WORCS race, go and talk to Beau. He'll help you with your answers. He has time for everybody, and there's things that he knows that nobody else at that track knows. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to share us with your family and friends. The podcast is available on all streaming platforms, and you can find us on social media as ATV-TALK Podcast. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Rumble, and Twitter